So YouTube is back, but it's created a new stream. So what I'm just going to do is I'm going to go on the old one. Can I go on the old one? I'm putting a would it be in a comment? Because it's no longer a stream, basically. So, if I go onto the actual video and put a link on, maybe? So what Twitch does, it basically gives you like quite a buffer. I think it's actually like 10 minutes or something, and it will just literally pick up the stream again. So when the signal starts coming through, you know, the actual stream gets sent through, it basically picks it up again and goes, haha, that's the same stream. So if I go there, if I click on that, but YouTube doesn't do that. So I think it does have like this tiny buffer. So if I add it on as a comment, don't need that. What I'll probably have to do is like, you know, re-upload it from the Twitch. I can download the Twitch one and like re-upload it. I seem to spot that quite quickly once it happened, so I don't think I've lost too much. But yeah, basically my internet has occasionally been going up and down, and I think it's to do with these storms that we had yesterday. I suspect they probably hit something, and it's not fully stable, shall we say. So, chat is up on YouTube, that's good. Twitch is still going. That's also good. Cool, so we are back. Watch it go down again. Right, yes, there we are. Okay, where did we get to? We were... So they haven't fixed this problem, basically. Because what the issue, basically, is that when you upgrade wooden power poles to steel ones, the distance that they can be apart and connect is different. So steel ones are able to connect this distance, wooden ones are not. And therefore the actual cable that is the connection between them doesn't get added in when you use upgrade. And so that's why it's not connecting. But weirdly it did it on one of the other ones. I don't know why it randomly did it. So what I need to do basically is redo this blueprint. So if we just take, say, that bit, is that the same bit? I mean, it's a different orientation, isn't it? So that needs to be 6 and 8, and that should then work. So if we go save, we take that blueprint, we align it with, say, that. Yeah. So the tiling now works. Cool. But yeah, that should now have... Oh, I did that without having put the wires in. So it's just exactly the same. But yeah, we can do it again. Like so. Boop-de-boop. It's now got the wire connecting across. Cool. Yeah, awesome. Right, so yes, we want to add this coal in. I don't really need my bots doing it, that's fine. It's fine, guys, you don't need to bother. Say that. Am I putting that in the right place? Yeah. There. I'll just build that in. Cool. And then if we just plop in a couple of the old pillboxes. And it would be useful if you guys did build these. just because I haven't done the wall basically. Okay. So I'll put a radar in as well. Make sure there's a bit more coverage. Okay. So hopefully what that means is that this coal will be used in preference to the other coal. And the other coal's then more like a backup if that does run dry. Oh, there's stone in that. Oh, why not? Oh, here we go. It's that one, isn't it? No. Which one of you has stone axes? Maybe it was that. It was that one, and it's used it up. Yeah, there's now bits of stone on the thing. It's not going to be too much of a problem because, it'll just be this last one where it ends up with a bit of stone, but that's annoying. Okay. I don't suppose we made any quality panels, have we? Oh, we have, look. In fact, we made, 4, 7? 7 panels? Oh, we've got a rare accumulator. Ooh, fancy. What was I going to do? Oh, I need to add... Yeah, we've done rocket fuel. So we're making a bit of the old rocket fuel. Nice. And we need to add... What is this moaning about? Accumulator... There's loads of accumulators, aren't there? Oh no, it's just using that. Okay. And then... Oh yes, I did not... I need to add these in. Yeah, and that should sort the upper part there. Random... It's here... If I move this up a bit, there, so chop that out. They have not brought me more stuff. It's very inconvenient of them. Okay, how are we doing? I see we now got plastic on the belt. That's good. Red circuit's all backed up and ready to go because we've not been doing any research, so that's great. Iron plate seems to be now roughly getting there. Still haven't connected this copper. Oh, that's too far away. We can also put that one in. And I never put upgrading. Not quite a belt, but get in there. Red belt, that is. That didn't need to be because we're not quite using that much. Excellent, excellent. That should now mean that there... Well, I didn't actually put plastic on this minibus, did I? No. For low-density structures, we would need copper, plastic, and steel. So we could steal some plastic from there. Maybe build it here as well. Put it down as a special... In fact, maybe build it in there. Do that. Oh no, it doesn't go that way, does it? They go on the ground. It's these ones that come up. Okay. Oops. So if we pop one of those, be able to make low density structures and low density structures, then I'm wondering about what do I have the brick on here for? Because I didn't end up using this to make concrete, did I? So can I clean that off? Yeah, if we're looking factory repeat, and do a brick. Do that. What's it used in? Oh, so it is using furnaces, and we do want them. Okay, so if we put furnaces in, like here, then we can stop the brick, and I can put the plastic on instead. Yeah. Okay, so if we put the furnaces... Oh, I haven't researched furnaces. Oh. Okay, let's do that then. Let's pop them in. Also got, we can do exo legs now. We've also got like some buffs for bots, haven't we? I guess I could do that one since... Got excuse me, got some blue circuits. I mean, should I put the silo on? I mean, maybe that's... Maybe we'll get to space tomorrow, maybe? Don't know. I was expecting to spend both these streams kind of just expanding. I mean, I'm not expecting to be launching, you know, rockets at any sort of rate if I did go to space. But it'd be kind of nice to have that as a bit of a near-term goal. We could also do, you know, nuclear power. Because we will kind of run out of researches to do until we get to another planet. Luckily we will get proper logistics. Yeah. So I might as well put it on then, I guess. It's very expensive, so it will take ages. I can always swap something else in, you know, if I need it. But yes, so I don't have furnaces. But if we were to put furnaces, you know, somewhere here, then we could legitimately do this or something to the effect of this. No, it needs to be like. Where does it need to be? Because that's going to need steel. But we can put that there. If I do something like that, and then we say filter to there, other way around. And then if we bring the plastic in, well, we can just add the plastic on at the top, yeah. Although we're then wasting this space, aren't we, really? So, how about we kind of sort of spare plastic on here, really? That's annoying. If I... If I just move it all up then, I guess. So we go there, maybe to there. Then I can add this plastic in. Other way around. Oops. Get that down. So cool. Take it up there, really, haven't I? So that'll be. I think we want to prioritise red circuits, don't we? So we want this to be like that. If that comes down there, then we can put that on that. I could have done it further up, couldn't I? But yeah, we then have copper, steel, and plastic. Again, we want to stick these at like 1,000 or something, just so it chugs away, making a load. Oh. In fact, we can, especially with them being so expensive, so I'll post that and same here. Not fussed about the rocket fuel though. 200, we want more than 200, my friend. We're going to be making rockets. And it's brought me some. Excellent. So we should now have electric furnaces. Let's put them, not 0, 1, as the electric furnaces. And you need steel. red circuits and brick. Awesome. So might put in the... I mean, it's quite power heavy. I don't know about it, but we could put in this extra smelting with electric furnaces. So we're not actually able to run our base on solar yet. How many, like, panels and stuff have we got? Yeah, okay. Got a few panels. These will be low though, won't they? 28, 15. Wow, you've not made a single quality one. You're just lazy, you see. This is your problem. Let's put in some modules in here. That. To be fair, they'll all have gone into lasers basically. Put prods in there because that's slower. Cool. We do have a bit of a lack of green circuits. But then we don't really have anywhere to put them more in. We could steal these ones. I'm sure that's an entirely sensible way of doing things. I'm sure no problems will come of that. Oh, they're on that side. Does that matter? It does matter. And we can also module that. I put the one and the one in because it keeps it at like it's like 5% different, I think, but the one speed one basically cancels out the slowdown from one prod one, because speed minus 5%, speed plus 20%. But yeah, effectively you get it, you know, so effectively the speed increases by 15% and productivity increases by 4%. But of course it's also faster. It is quite a good combo at this stage. I assume it's bringing me whatever LDS we've made. Yeah, there we go. Fine. And then... how many? 20. Yeah, that's okay. That is fine. Right. So, I still haven't hooked this copper up. Can we... let's chance with some more solar. We know we've got the panels, we just don't really have accumulators. We could, no, let's leave any, like, higher level, you know, panels and accumulators for our first space platform. Oh look, what did we just do? What did we research? We researched legs and power armor. Excellent. Now, can I build myself a power armor? I can. Oh, this is good stuff. We like this. But it's put all of them in my trash, isn't it? Don't do that. Okay. What was I doing? I was swapping out a module. Oh. Ooh, extra row. Let's just get rid of... maybe I should go and find my chest of shame, but we can now... So in fact, we can do that. We now have more panels. Excellent. Good. Let's do 3 more. Cool. And then some legs. Am I building? No, I'm not building them yet. Let's build 1 legs. Okay, so we're making blue set. You know, these are very small builds, but they should hopefully help us do our first rocket. But we got blue circuits, CPUs, or whatever they're called, low density structures, and rocket fuel. So we are researching rocket silo, but very slowly because it's, as it says there, half an hour to do it. Should actually finish before the end of the stream then. Did we research anything else? I don't think we did, because we've got the concrete on the go, so we can make the silo. We've got all of everything else there. I just added electric furnaces, didn't I? And then no new... we never made cannons, did we? Did I? Let's make cannon shells then. Because we've got the explosives here. I just never hooked this up. I got distracted by something else, didn't I? Where could... what would be a better way of doing that? Don't know that there is really, because yeah, if we sort of steal, so we can take some plastic from here. Could actually get this on double sides, couldn't we? Oh, it doesn't matter. If we go, so if we put one of them in there, because all we need to do is sort of deliver plastic to this guy. That. Storage chest there. No. No. There we go. Oops. Making those. So we would then need, well, we need that. It's quite slow, isn't it? 8 seconds, yeah. But we need steel as well. And if we can take, say, steel from here, how are we going to get that round? Because we can hop it across there, can't we? Somebody's put a pipe in the way. How about we do that? So this is what's fun about spaghetti. What I've come back to is it becomes a whole puzzle in and of itself. Oh, you're not getting copper wire, why not? because I got the maths wrong, I'm sure. Also, they've got modules in, haven't they? So. They have now as well. Even though it's slow, I think probably needs one thing. What's that? Oh, I never put that. So you both need wiring to enable if there are. I suppose it's in the intermediate. Yes, it is. Yeah. Go. Cannon shells for your finest cannon. Yeah, not enough accumulators. Right. I did make some next, didn't I? There we go. Put those 3 in there. Mix in there, and then we've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 5. Oh, I haven't got my logistics on. Do that. 6, 7, 8. I ran out of steel, do I? Okay. So that was everything then, wasn't it? Because we now made cannon shells. Obviously there's explosive cannons, but they're rubbish. I've got. I mean, I haven't made builds for these, which we should probably do, so that we can potentially roll some quality on them. So we could do that. They get me annoying because you got to send in lots of stuff that, you know, is all over the place. Or make new ones, you know. Okay, other option. 620, okay. Other option is to start this, you know, smelting, basically. I guess the question with this one now then... Oh, I never tidied that up. So I just leave it, basically, and it's the... You know, because this will, I'm sure, have to become red belt at some point. Because you can see there are little gaps in the thing where it's not actually doing enough, and this is very nearly completely dead. Oh, I could have used efficiency modules as well, couldn't I? Crikey. Well, how are we doing on pollution? Have we got any weird... so something's obviously newly spawned in there. But you see we're getting... You know... Oh, we've had attacks. I've just not noticed, eh? Okay. We do have lasers now. So I'm hoping that's helping to keep the ammo... 33, so they are using the ammo. 14, yeah. Not a lot though. Oh yeah, we've had some attacks there. I never put lasers on this, did I? So there's no suspicious bits of pollution that are just disappearing. So I don't think we've had any colonisations come in. Turn the power graph off. Logistics thing off. So do I start? I might as well just start planning it out. So if we go to here, then the bus build. I mean, we need the bus circuits, don't we? I don't know how much I need to build. If I'm only building red, green, blue and, well, red, green, military and blue, I don't know what the numbers are. So we kind of need to build something in. Okay, if we go... which one do I want to do? So yeah, let's put that on there. And that on there. And we'll go and sort of mess about, like planning that out. But I keep forgetting to do these guys as well. I don't suppose... Oh, we could do more buff, but we're already at 5. But yeah, if we do like laser, because only 50 the first couple. If we're getting in some attacks, basically, then it's worth having a couple of these. 200's getting expensive. That's fine. But we can sort of pick that up later. So I'm not actually fussed about getting to space until like next week. If I lob some poison in, you see, I'll just get rid of them passively. Oops. Awesome. Because yeah, if I turn my bots off, and we make sure we're out the login network, so we want to go kind of down here. There we go. And then we said we're going to make... we're going to use steel furnaces, I think, for this. Because we just don't have any way of supporting that amount of power. But if we were putting our furnace builds in there, you see we could get loads of them in. Yeah, so that works. So then we would say have space for bus lanes, some number of, don't know. And then we go labs here. Which way around do I do? Okay, so if the labs end up, we'll leave a little bit of space as well because we got the, cliff here. So if we do something like that. Okay. Then these two. These 4 need to be our reverse bus. Okay. So let's do that there. Because we also need to put in the actual green circuit build and stuff like that. So maybe it does need to be a bit further down. Yeah, I think it needs to be further down, doesn't it? So if we go like... And we can also make it further. In fact, why don't we put it on the there, so that we've got plenty of room. Like that. And then this one, yeah, we could fit loads of them in. Hello, Big Skewer. Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well. What does the word parameterizing from the title mean? So, parameterizing is This, you see these purple icons? Those are parameters, basically. So this blueprint that I've made, if I put this down now, it won't build because my bots are all off and we're out the network. But if I put that down, then it asks me, it says parameterized in English. I mean, maybe that's the American spelling, but I'm pretty sure it's parameterized. Anyway, but parameterized build. So it's basically asking me, what do I want these assembly machines to do? So if we said maybe barrels and electric engines, then that would let me select those, and it automatically puts those into the recipe. But the way I've set this up, what you do with parameterization that makes that special, is that this is a logistics-based build. So it's putting them into storage chests, and it sets the filter as well. So it's matching that to that. And also the way I do logistics, I limit the production based on what's in the logistics system. So it's also doing that. And this is automatically set to 2 times the stack size, which is why I also pick the barrels, because the stack size is only 10. So that's a 2 stack size. So that's parameterizing, basically. You have the option, when you make a blueprint, you have this extra button here to parameterize. Maybe that is the proper spelling. I've been spelling it wrong all the time. The blueprints, and it lets you put in, it lets you basically replace recipes and some numbers and things like that with, what's a good example? I can't find one. With parameters, which you can then set dynamically at the time of build. So that is parameterizing. It came in with a version 2, which was the base, the base game version that came with Space Age, that is compatible with Space Age. So here's a better one to parameterize. There you go. So all of that stuff in there, you can turn into a parameter. So I could say that one, and that one, and that one, and then you can do things like set formulas on it. So you tell it, say the bots or something. It's an ingredient of parameter 1, so it's all very complicated. The game does. I'm discovering that people just don't know what this is. Oh, cool! Is that a mod? No, this is the thing. It's part of the base game. You can do it in Factorio right now, but they have done nothing to explain it in the game. If you go to Factoriopedia, for the purple icons here, which are the parameters, this is parameter. So maybe it is parameterized then. Interesting. But these are the parameters, and you have 10 of them, and obviously being programmers, they start with a zero-base counting. So you've got 10 parameters that you can put in, and so you can do all sorts of things with them, like put numbers and all that sort of stuff. The same system, these are like, so items and fuel and fluids and signals is a similar sort of idea, but with like meaning to them. And so you can do them as well, and I am using them in trains. I have a parameterized train system, and it's very powerful. It's a bit sort of thank you very much for the follow. It's a bit sort of, because of how Factorio works with, you get like some recipes have fluids and you have to pass things between things and stuff like that. It gets a bit, and I couldn't. So these I don't really have parameterized chemical plants because they're the worst basically for parameterizing. So I don't even think I've got any on me. I have. There we go. Because the recipes are so very different and have different things, and so if you want to do cracking, you have to put in water. You have to put in 2 fluids. If you want to build explosives, then you put in 1 fluid and 2 solids. And if you want to build sulfur, it's 2 different fluids, and so it gets very painful. Lubricant is just 1 fluid. And what else we got? Solid fuel, isn't it? And whether these have, this one takes in 1 fluid and outputs 1 fluid. This one takes in 2 fluids and outputs 1 fluid. This one takes in one fluid and outputs a solid, as well as requiring other. So it gets very, very messy with chemical plants, and they just don't work very well. They don't play. It doesn't save you any time, particularly parameterizing them. So yeah, there are limits to it, and it's like a function. It's like related to how the game is set up in a sense. If it had been designed around parameters, I'm sure it would work very, very differently. But yeah, that's kind of what they are. And I say it is a base game feature, and it is a lot of fun. If you've done any programming at all, you know, then it will be very, very familiar to you. It's a bit like the circuit network, where you know, if you've done a bit of programming or, you know, logic type stuff, Boolean logic, then it'll make a lot more sense to you. Cool. So if we're saying these are the things we want to be feeding into the bus, and in fact maybe actually I don't do that bendy bit and we just have the power line going down there. Maybe I've never done such a limited version of this. Factorio docs are really good. I'm surprised that it isn't mentioned. I say literally all it says in Factoriopedia. You have to go and read. There's a couple of Friday facts, and I've got plug. I've got some videos where I went through the parameterization stuff, reading out the Friday facts. But you have to basically go to the Friday facts to even learn that it exists. There are no tutorials. There are nothing. And this is what it says: parameters are used for setting the generic blueprints in the blueprint configuration menu. That's illuminating, isn't it? Because what you do with them, as I say, the real power to them, the real utility, is that when you're setting up these types of things here, you can tell it, right, well, the first parameter 0 there, I'm also going to put it into the logistics chest, but I want the number that I'm limiting the amount to. So say, as I say, you make barrels or something, I want it to be 2 times the stack size for barrels. So I want 2 stacks of barrels, basically. And that's a formula. So that will change. If you then do green circuits, that's a different number. So it's 200 for a stack size rather than 10. And so it does the maths automatically, and it calculates for you 20 or 400 and puts that number in. So that's where the real power of it comes, because it just shortcuts. You know, I was doing all of that manually, basically. I was saying, right, well, how many do I want? Well, I want 2 stacks. Oh, that's for screen circuits. That's 2 times 200. So you see what I mean? So it's like it does a lot of the work for you, basically. And what I want to test with Space Age, because I did all of that in a separate stream series where I should do some of my quick tutorials actually on the parameterizing, because say nobody appears to know about it. It's you know, just not explained. And unless you happen to watch the Friday Facts, they're just weird purple icons, you know. But yeah, it's a good system. It's good fun. And I did a series where I did parameterizing just normal vanilla base Factorio, and that's where those blueprints come from. And so I want to do the same with Space Age, and in particular the platforms. I want to know how useful it is for platforms. You're actually showing data science and work as a developer. Well, there you go. Factorio's been a blast. Played 80 hours in the past 2 weeks. Yeah, it's like crack for people with those sorts of you know, degrees and jobs and interests. So how far have you got in 80 hours then? Are you launching rockets yet, or I assume you played the because this is the expansion Space Age, so I don't know if you picked both up, but yeah, it's quite huge Space Age with, you know, the normal Factorio plus Space Age is quite a playthrough. Okay, so the next thing we want then is, so we've got the science. I'll leave a bit of space here. This is always a good place to put like logistics chests. So then we want actual automatable things. And how much? Oh, we have an attack. Okay. Yeah, that's unsurprising. We've set our own base on fire. That's always useful. Oh yeah, I don't really need lasers there, do I? Because I've got flamers. The world is always better with flamers. Cool. Okay. What were we doing? We were adding on. So if we were to say... I mean, I could use that space for the actual belts, couldn't I? So if we say that we leave... That seems a bit far. Have I got room? That's quite a long way. We had, say, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. So if we make our science like there, maybe? So that's the red. And then the green adds on to that, I think. Seem to remember. Like that. And then military is there. And blue science there. Cool. Okay. So I don't really need those top two belts, do I? Because that's the purple and the white. Okay. Actually, I bought the game in the alpha version, but never got around to playing it. Oh wow! Didn't find the commitment to finish the game. I now have multiple games that I haven't finished, and I'm trying to make myself push forwards to the end. I have not launched a rocket yet. I'm playing Peaceful Railworld, taking it slowly but learning. Yeah, I mean it's the last series I did was my first time doing a proper Railworld. It's nice settings. I quite like it. I did personally find it a bit, in a sense, too chill. I sort of feel I need the. Well, the other thing, and I say this, I always show these because I like to show off, you know. But where would they be? My blueprints, defense, no, archive. I love designing defenses. Basically, it's one of my sort of pet, joys. Which is best. That's a bit excessive, that one. So these basically are some old designs I did. Can I pop that down somewhere you might be able to see it? There you go. See, so it's got like a maze for the walls, and there's mines on it, and all sort of defense in depth. So it's got lasers and guns and flamers and yeah, I sort of love, designing defences. And of course, when you're playing a rail world, you don't need any. I don't think I used a laser turret anywhere basically, because once you clear them out, they're gone. And once you've got artillery and that sort of thing, it's easy to delete the bases basically. So and Spidertron. So yeah, I really enjoy designing defences. So I've added that back in. So this is based on a rail world, but I've sort of increased the distance between the patches and. Did I do that? I can't remember now. I basically did tweak this slightly, but only slightly. And these biter nests, I think I got the settings. I'd not really experimented with it before, and I tried to make it so that they were bigger, but they would expand. They would like expand less, if you see what I mean, and be further apart. So make them more like a railroad, the biters. And what I've ended up with is these are like late game scale of biter nests. So yeah. I think I would give myself quite a challenge there. I've done a sort of accidental death world. But yeah, railroad's a good set of settings. So what I need to do then, because that's not the actual maths on it, is it? I guess I should connect this up. How am I going to do that? I need to bring that down anyway. Damn, now I realise I should really get around to blueprinting. Been doing everything pretty much by hand, cracky. Not all, because I have robots, but I don't have like proper blueprints. I mean, having proper blueprints is a bit sort of, I don't know, overrated in a sense. It's not quite the right word, but you need to blueprint what you're building. I would say that's a must, really. You know, you don't want to. I mean, you've got copy and paste, which is like short-term blueprint. So there's always that. But you know, I would. You know, if you want more green circuits, then you just want to put down your green circuit build, basically. I've just heard my doorbell go. You're going to have to give me a second. Sorry. Right. Sorry about that. Say doorbell went. It wasn't for me. They were. They got the wrong address, basically. But I live in a block of flats, essentially, and get quite a lot of people. Well, wrong addresses. Wrong. Basically, had a parcel for somebody else. But one of the problems is it's like it's got like a gate for the car park. So people buzz for that, and then they have to drive round, park up, and then they have to buzz again to get in the building. So it always takes like 5 minutes. But yes, anyway, what was I saying? Yes, so yeah, you want to make blueprints for yourself, and it's kind of especially if you're on a sort of a more chill rail world type settings. It's quite one of the things about the game is the most fun bits is the actual designing, or certainly for me it is. So it's quite fun to actually come up with the blueprints. But one of the things I do, and there's a there's a video kind of explaining it on my YouTube channel, is this snaky bus thing. And what this allows me to do is use something like the parameterising, where I've got, this is my blueprint for building things, but then I can just improvise around it. So I've got a standard pattern. Oh look, that's wrong, isn't it? That's annoying. So if I move that, no, it's not going to work. So that's not getting any green circuits, is it? But yes, I got standard pattern of building, and then I can just build what I want, as it were. So I get kind of the best of both worlds, in my opinion. So it's basically, this is not getting green circuits. How would I do that? Maybe I should just abandon this whole thing. And we just go, say, there. Like that. And we take that up there. Hopefully that'll sort itself out. Yes, so that's sort of the point I would say I always try and get to a blueprint. So for example, another good example is I spent ages on the previous stream series building this like they're not really chunk aligned, but this tiled rail set. So it's got like a straight rail, and then it's got a super optimized T-junction. And it's that type of thing where it's like it can take hours to build, to optimize something like that junction for what you want it to do. And so then simply having a blueprint of it that you can carry forward into future games is a really useful thing. Right, so what I was trying to do was power this up. Here we go. And put some modules in it. So I can start working out some numbers. So we've got a demand for... So each one of those is 0.17. So if we go 2, 4, 6, 8. So we've got 10 of them. So can I put down a... I can, combinator. So we need for this... iron 17. Actually, copper 2, is that right? Because we would have 0.17 and we got 10. I'm trying to work out how much iron and copper I need, basically. And steel and what have you. So then for these guys, entirely reliant on those two. So if we do the maths based on them, you're going. Oh, I need to parry up as well. Like that, and then it's 2 of those. Okay, so you would need 2.09. But it's... So it's both, isn't it? So, in fact, although that's actually 2 iron plate, isn't it? Not 1. Yeah, so that's actually double. So it's 34. Okay. And then this... Well, that one's all iron. So we've got 2.09, so it's 4. So it's 6.91827. 6.27. So call it 627. No. 2.09. But because I need to multiply it up, so 6. Wait, how am I doing my bit shifting? I'm 34. Oh, it's actually 0.34. Although that's per second, isn't it? 0.17. Oh, I've got 10 of them, yeah, so it becomes... Okay, 34. So we know on this one... So it's 6 point... Well, how many of these? Each of these... well, that's actually point... Is it going to... Is it tell me the numbers, even though it's not powered? Because I never really worked that out on the last one. So 0.14... No, you see, it's 0.12, it's based on the base recipe, not the moduled recipe. But yeah, 0.14, and we've got... I need to get a spreadsheet at 12. So, just pop up calculator. 0.14 rather, times 12. So 1.68. So we would need 1.68 of both of the things, and that makes 4.19, and that makes 2.09. So effectively we could do this as... So it's half of one of them and one of them. Okay. So it's half of one of these. It's using 4, 6, but then we can round it down. So 4, 6, but it's half of that, so that's 3. And we want... Well, that's fine, isn't it? Because... Yeah. 6. That can't be right. Because we want... We've got 0.14 times 12 is 1.68 per second. And each of those makes 4.2 a second. Well, that's less iron than this. What did I do wrong here? 0.17 times 10. I've multiplied by 100, not by thing, haven't I? So this, I bit shifted by, so it's 3.4 on 1.7 basically. Okay. So if this is tens of plates basically, so each one of those, so what I'd need to do, if it's 6, it's 3, so that would be 30. Because it's actually 3, and then that would be 2, 4. So it's 4, then it's 6. So it's 3 again, same amount, but then green circuits. And green circuits is a 1 to 3. That, and we need 2 of them. So it'd be 3, be 5 iron plate, and 3 of those. So we have to call that 50. Whoops. 50 and 30. I'm making that very complicated. I should get a spreadsheet. Okay. So what that at the very least is telling me is we need 5 iron plate and 3 iron plate, basically, or 4, call that 4, so it's 9 iron plate. So a single belt of each will be fine for red and green. Okay. Because what I'm essentially doing is trying to get a feel for how much I need to build in terms of the like the bus, basically. How many smelting arrays do we actually need? I could obviously do it with a very simple keep adding them until we've got enough type of thing. But we're engineers. We engine. Oops. Oh, got more attacks, okay. They're loving that, aren't they? It's these guys over here, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, look. Get some damage going on. Need to get some bots up there, really. Fix it all for me. Is it not done? Oh, it's done. It's done the laser researches, so I'm a bit surprised that that's not having more effect. How about we pop them in? I could. Yeah, I could also do the flammables. Because this is going to be one of the challenges with this achievement, because we can't rely on just doing ridiculous amounts of gun damage to get us to the, to Volgora. Number 3, put that on as well. That's 300. Cool. Yeah, just leave it like that. I think we're okay. I mean, it always looks worse than it is, because that's not actually that much damage, but it looks horrible. Okay then. So the next. Oh, actually, I didn't do the military, did I? The next science then. Is this one. And to satisfy, we've got 6 of them. To satisfy one of them, actually, let's do the thing. We need 0.17 of those. So that's then 0.6. Got it 0.7, 0.6. So it's 0.1. Oops, 0.17 times 6. We'd need 1.02 walls. And that's 2.09. But I'm making excess, aren't I? So actually, let's just base it on that then. So we need double that. We need 10.4 bricks. We need 20.4 bricks a second, which I'm adding 10 on. Because you can't do decimals. So we need 20.4. So it's 208, was it? Cool. So that's getting into the 2 yellow belt territory. Okay. Interesting. And then ammos. What have we got? Bing bong bing. We've got a need. Oh. We've got 2 of them, so they're doing 2.04. 2.08 rather. 4.19 rather. 4.19 plates. Which is 41.9 because of the madness that I'm doing. 41.9. Oh. We've got 42 then. Yep. And then what we got? So we got 6 of them, haven't we? I didn't double that though, did I? So it's actually 80. Just call it 85. And the red ammo we got 934. 6 of them. 134 times 6. So that's 2. So we've got 20. And then 0.17 times 6 is 10. So it's 20 and 10 basically, give or take. 20 and 10, 20 and 10. So the copper. 20, 10. Except I didn't. Yes, I did. No, I didn't. Let's get my calculator up again. So we need 0.17 steel. There's 6 machines. Yeah, 10. Okay. So grenades then. Oops. We're doing 1.31 coal. Now we 2, 4, 6 of those. So I need calculator 1.31 times 6 is 7.86, so it would be 80 coal, and then 0.65 times 6 is 4. So it's 40 iron plates. So 80 coal. And is it 40 extra iron plates? So that becomes 125. Cool. So effectively what that's saying is we need like 2 yellow belts of stone. If that's only 12.5, so that's a yellow belt of iron plate. 20 though is 2 yellow belts of copper, a yellow belt of steel, and then that would be 15, 30, 4? No, 8, isn't it? 8, so it's just out, so it's a belt of coal, basically. Okay. So I go a little bit longer. I normally stop at 7, but of course I had to get the door. And I was ever so slightly late starting, as the Belgian Grand Prix qualifying was also late starting. So we need sulfur and red circuits, don't we? So what we need, we've got, isn't it? Have I got 28 machines? 24. Okay. So we've got 24 times 0.03 is 0.72. So we just need 1 sulfur every second. Cool. And 0.1 for the red circuits. 0.4? 0.1 times 24 is 2.4. So we need 24. 24 red circuits. We've got another attack. Okay. So we then need 2 red belts. Wow. Oh, sorry, 2 yellow belts of red circuits. Blimey. And 7 engines. Where are my engines? Over here. One of those. Those. Now we've got 20. And it's overbuilt because some of them are meant to be turned into electric engines. But we can sort of worry about that later. 0.08 times 20 is 1.6. So we would need 1.6. We would need 16 steel and 16. So pipes 2 bits. Oh, no, they're 1, aren't they? So effectively you've got 0.17, so you've got double that. So you've got 4 lots of whatever we did for the steel, and I've forgotten what we did for the steel. Oops. We 1.6 steel. So that'd be 16 steel and 32 iron plate. Okay, so what we're saying here, if we cut and paste the effect. Oh, that's annoying. If I copy it, put it up here. In fact, let's do it that way. That. And that. No. Yeah. So, maths these together then. So, iron plate, we need 34, 50, 100, oh crikey. 34 plus 50 plus 125, 209 plus 32 plus 32, 241, which we know is 10. So 24.1 basically. So if we call that 30, we know that that's 2 yellow belts. Oops. So copper then. Same thing, 17, 47, 67. So if we call that 90, we know that that's 3 yellow belts. Stone brick, 208 is 20.8, so we could call that 60. We know that that's 2 of them. 80 or 8. Coal is just 1, so if we call that 15. Those. So we know that that's 1 yellow belt. Sulfur will just put us, we just need some sulfur basically. It gives you more than enough out of 1. 24, that's 2.4. I don't think because I remember thinking that that was 2 yellow belts, so maybe if we go, don't think I bit shifted that. There we go, 60, and then steel, 16 is slightly more than one thing, isn't it? So we're going to have to go 30. Wow, okay. So basically we need two belts of iron plate. 15, 30. It's because we need to do green circuits basically. But we need to do 30, 15, 30. So 4 of those. 15, 30. So 4 belts. Stone brick. I've got something wrong there, but okay. 15. One of them. So what we're saying, we've got two, and then 4. So we'll do 4 iron plate basically. We'll do 4 copper. More copper. Oops. And then, I mean, if we did it in terms of green circuits, we do need them for red. But it wasn't actually that many, was it? So what we could do is maybe try and do... No, we'll just put on the 4 green circuits, but if we end up using them in reds, then that'll be fine. And then sort of 2... circuits. Because what we're not accounting for is the fact that we need to stick well, if we do steel there, how many did I say? 30, yeah, so we do steel here. And then we need odds and sods, which are belt of coal, belt of sulfur, coal, sulfur, red circuits. Didn't put the stone brick on, did I? So actually, if we do that there, switch that to stone brick. Right. But yeah, we then need like blue circuits. Check there. Rocket fuel. I think I'll probably make that with fluid bus. So low density structures then. Copper. Do an extra one there. So if we were to bond that 1.1 and 0.25. Okay. But yeah, I'll leave that there because then we'll be able to add on. So I won't actually have that there. Okay, so that is our kind of bus template. Now, I don't want to put that there, do I? So if I have the first one be in line with that. Maybe have them go there. And then we'd be able to turn around the corner there. Cool. Because that's why these are doubled up, basically, is so that I've got room to run a load of belts. If we then take them out. Because what we're going to need, I guess we could do it with steel furnaces, couldn't we? And then a steel furnace is actually going to, so if it's a red circuit, a red belt built basically for the furnaces, then we would need one, we would need 2 for iron. The steel is going to be the trickiest thing. 30 steel. But yeah, we need, so it's not upgraded yet. But if we've got that, so that's, 2 iron, 2 copper. I got the whole thing the wrong way around, haven't I? So oh, I shouldn't have done that. So I need to put that in. So if I do, carefully worked out where it needed to be. And now made a mess. There we go. Right. So that's iron. 2 iron. 2 copper. 2 iron. 4 iron. 2 copper. 4 copper. And then what? We then need, I've got the stone brick wrong. I must have. What does the actual build have on it? Yeah, there's only a single stone brick coming in. Okay. But stone brick is like double the speed or double the resources because of the madness of how it does it. So we would do, say, 2 of them. Gives us 1 belt, which is why I say I believe I've got it wrong. Got the maths wrong there. So if it's 2 stone, I say 2 stone belts instead. Then the steel. Wow. Because we need the actual... Oh. Oh, that's... Where have you come from? Oh, one of these, I bet. Oh. They're coming to say hello, look. Alright, chaps. Yeah, I think it's just... The cloud has expanded, which is why I was trying to put those walls in, basically, rather than have to defend our actual base directly. What was I doing? So yes, steel. If we were looking to do 2 lanes of steel... Wow. Because this... that, rather. No. What was it? That one. There we go. That's only going to produce like 2/5 of a belt. So you would need... It's 2... That's 4/5. Effectively we need 5 of them. And then to support them, we need... So that's 10... It's 5 of them. And they each need... Wow. The iron plate is just going to be insane. Again, I've probably got that... Well, I did overdo it, didn't I? It was only 20 or something. Rather than 30. But yeah, so we need to feed a lot of stuff in here. Which is fine. That's what I was expecting. There's plenty of room for this though, that's good. Not box myself in too much. Basically, we'll kind of turn them round. What I'd ideally do is them at 90 degrees, but that would then mean them going up there, which is more problematic. Yeah, we'll have them kind of going that way, and then there's plenty of room, because effectively they're going to do a U-turn. Yeah, this is like as far down as we could go there. Give ourselves a bit of space, because we do have to put the circuits in there. So how big are they? Okay, that's a green circuit one. Yeah, that'd work. So if that's... Oops. So if that's going along there, say, as the worst case. But we know one of these is green circuit, so... Yeah. And we've got a sort of spare one either way. So yeah, green circuits could be like there. Oh, red circuits is a beast, isn't it? So perhaps that goes sideways. That's mad, isn't it? I think it only produces... I can't remember. It might say on the... No, it doesn't say how much it produces. But it's nowhere near... Oh, that's a point. I need plastic then, don't I? So yeah, maybe some of these lanes we've got wrong we can do plastic with. And where are we going to do oil? Well, it would make sense to do it here, really, wouldn't it? Where's that blueprint? Manufacturing. Bing bong bing. Is it in there somewhere? No? Oh, here we go. So it is in the resources, which is in here. So this is the oil build. That could go that way, couldn't it? Yeah, it could. We could have that. In fact, it would go quite well here, I think. This is not a tileable thing. It's expandable. Circuit controlled. Yeah, so that would work quite well there, I think. Could probably do uranium processing here since we got some right there. And oil there as well for sulfur. Sulfuric acid. Okay. But yeah. I suspect we're going to need quite a few red circuit builds, so we'd probably end up going to there somewhere. Red circuits are just such a pain in the ass. And then, maybe we end up with just one blue circuit. Is that similar sort of size? Not far off, but it's also past where we're doing this mountain. It gets quite complicated then, doesn't it? Because I guess the blue circuits will probably end up going backwards. No, well, maybe. Because we'll have to put white science, rockets in there, basically. So we then need... Let's just do tags. So the LDS... rocket fuel... Maybe even the blue circuit belt, what the heck? Oh. Oh, it's because I put it in the name thing. Interesting. Huh. Yeah, maybe this build. Oh, they've started to build it. Silly bots. Yeah, maybe that. Could be there. Yeah, okay. So it's 20 past now, so we will knock off. I will be back tomorrow with exactly the same series. I almost certainly will not play tonight or tomorrow morning, as I will be giving my dad a call and then probably working on the script for the next speculation video. If you are new here or you're just watching the streams for the first time, I stream to both YouTube and Twitch using Restream, so it streams to both, so you have your choice of platform. You can go on Twitch or YouTube. It's exactly the same thing. However, YouTube is the only one with archives, so the YouTube channel has all of the archives of this series, the parameterization one I did before this, and then all of the ones I did before, loads of them, Megabase, Aesthetic Factorio, all my overhaul mod playthroughs, so Crash Storio 2 and Bob's and all of that sort of stuff, as well as like my No Spoon run, all of that, and then there's all archives of all the other series I've done, which are all building and management themed. So you got Tectonica, Dyson Sphere program, several of that, Satisfactory. My Satisfactory series that I was doing until very recently is on pause because I want to build a rail network. I don't fancy doing it on stream, so I need to build that in, and then that will come back, and we'll finish off the last few tiers of the elevator. But that'll be quite a while, if I'm totally honest. For this Factorio, playing through, I am anticipating, I think I'm probably going to do a new Crashtorio 2 playthrough, because Rhaegar did the updates to make that compatible with version 2, so I'll probably pick up and do that as kind of a first overhaul thing. I don't actually know if it's compatible with Space Age or not. I'm not 100% on that. I know it's 2.0. But that was one of my favourite overhaul mods that I played. So effectively it'll become alternating. There'll be this series and the Crashtorio 2 series on one day and not the other, because I stream at weekends, Saturday and Sunday, 4 p.m. 4 p.m. BST start, British Summer Time start, and we go for 3 hours. So I usually do 3-hour streams, and we will be back, as I say, tomorrow with exactly the same thing, almost certainly picking up in exactly the same spot, trying to build out this bus, and realising I've got all my maths wrong, and I don't actually need 25,000 furnaces of steel plate. But yes, hopefully we might tomorrow get into space. But as you've just seen, building the big science is quite a lot. So I might do both on at the same time. I mean, I can just get the bots to do the most of the build, so I don't have to do it myself. But yeah, it's a lot of stuff to build that we don't have. So yeah, that will be tomorrow. The other thing to mention, of course, is on the YouTube channel is the archive of all of my Friday Facts videos, where I did deep dive analysis on all of the Friday Facts. There was a hint that if they do version 2.1, I'm not convinced they will, if I'm honest. I think they'll just do small, steady update rollouts. But if they do 2.1 and it's got some big things in it, there might be some more Friday Facts. But I think it may be just dead now. But I did like the opposite of what everyone else did. Everyone else did like super compressed, your Friday Facts in 5 minutes type of thing. And I went the other way, and I read the whole thing out and was speculated for literally hours about all of the stuff. At some point I'll have to do like a retrospective and see what I got right and what I got wrong. But yeah, it was a lot of fun to do, and that's what I sort of became known for, I guess. They are all on the YouTube channel, as well as my sequel, which is a lore speculation series where I am speculating about the lore of Factorio. Those are very edited videos with a script and all that sort of stuff. So I don't produce a lot of them. They're sort of once a month, and the next one of those does come out this coming Friday. So the Friday at the end of this week coming up. That's the 4th of that series. There probably won't be one the month after. I'll probably do more of my short, quick tutorials to fill the gap, because work has been a pain in the rear and has been taking up all my time. I've not really played much of anything apart from more sort of brain off type games. So yeah, those are behind basically, but we should catch up, I am sure, at some point. And I've got loads of scripts written. I just haven't made the videos basically. So yeah, that's this and that, and there is also those quick tutorials. If you new to Factorio, as the Kuwu. I don't have many of them, but I'm trying to do them. They're a new style of video where I try to just like record and it's like how everybody else does their Factorio content, when they don't bother scripting and editing, they just record and work it out afterwards. So yeah, I'm trying them out, and I say I'll do a whole bunch more. Since the others seem to have been okay, people seem to have at least not said that they are unintelligible, basically. So those are those, and I say I'll do some more instead of the speculation videos. If you wanted to follow me on social, I don't really use social media particularly, but Blue Sky is the only one I'm particularly active on. There is a Discord, and Twitter I just don't use, but the Discord, I say, is there if you did want to do that. But I say I don't really use Discord. It's not really my thing. I don't really even use Blue Sky. You'll get like announcements of streams going live. Otherwise, that's pretty much it. What else is there? I think that's it, isn't it? So, if you have been watching, I hope you've enjoyed it and you might consider coming back for another one. I've been Trismegistus. This has been Factorio. Thanks for watching. Cheers.